Hello everybody, San here, engineer, MBA, and investor. And in today's video, we are talking about Beam Therapeutics getting a huge boost yesterday. Unfortunately, the markets were down today, but I want to talk about yesterday what happened because I was like, you know what? It actually is an indicator of what we are about to see once we hit a bull market. And let's get into it. So, why Bain Therapeutic stock zoomed 17% higher today? And of course, this was on Monday, closing date around 6 p.m. Yahoo Finance posted that, a bunch of legacy media posted a bunch of articles on it. And of course, today the markets were down. So, we are today on Tuesday, on the 30th of January. So, I should have made that video basically yesterday evening, yesterday night. Just got busy with a few things, but I think the message still applies, at least what I'm about to show you guys. So we go through this article here. So it closed nearly 17%. That's a lot of money, guys. I don't think people understand. 17% is a lot of money, guys. It's 17% of the company valuation grew in one single business day. By contrast, the S&P 500 only eked out about a 0.8 gain. So again, if you compare just Beam Therapeutics, the stock of Beam Therapeutics, with the rest of the S&P 500, the top 500 companies in the market, basically you have a difference of about a 16% in favor of Beam Therapeutics. So clearly there was a huge gain on that business day. But again, and I'm pretty sure the first person listening to me on this statement is probably gonna rebuke that by saying, well, look at the past 2 years performance of S&P 500 versus Beam. And I tend to agree with that. I think CRISPR stocks, I think, biotech stocks as a whole, genomics companies have underperformed since 2021, end of 2021. I would argue we've been sort of in a bear market since then, almost 2 years, the longest bear market in the biotech history to date. And anyways, let's continue with the article. Let me give my 2 cents here. So it looks like JP Morgan, it moved his recommendation on Beam one peg up to overweight buy, in other words, from the preceding neutral. Okay, gave some biotech stock price basically at $40, which basically means today is about closing at just shy of $26. So that's a lot of more percentage increase to get there to 40. So Joseph's new takes follows the recent updates from the company as well as the interactions with it at the JP Morgan Healthcare Industry Conference. So if anybody knows about this company, it would be JP Morgan because they hosted this healthcare industry that happened to have a couple of Beam Therapeutics officials there. Based on this, Joseph is convinced that Beam has a better than expected opportunity in the treatment of AATD, an inherited disorder that can result in liver and lung disease. The company specializes in development of precision genetic treatments via a technique called base editing, currently a drug development aid at treating the affliction. The JP Chase analyst feels that ATD presents roughly a $12 billion market for the taken. And obviously, CRISPR, when it comes to CRISPR, Beam is the only one tackling that particular disease when it comes to AATD, at least from what I'm aware of. Joseph also encouraged the several top-down factors, including what he describes as Beam's streamlined pipeline, a stronger balance sheet, following its recent sale of product rights to trio of peer Verve, to giant pharma Eli Lilly. All told, the sales potential worth as much as $600 million, factoring in possible milestone payments. Okay, so what are my thoughts here? Well, first of all, I want to get people's attention here by saying that what happened yesterday at 17% is basically what you're going to be seeing in a bull market. I think in a bull market, you're going to be seeing a lot of 10% growth, 15% growth. I know a lot of our viewers are newer viewers. They weren't really aware of this space back in 2021. But the people who've been in this channel, been watching our videos since 2021, early 2021, know exactly what I mean. In a bull market, You're looking at, I remember NTLA jumped 50% when they released their first ever data for in vivo, their NTLA 2001 program. 50%, not 45, 50%. That was crazy, guys. I still remember this like it was yesterday. So there's a lot of room for growth. There's a lot of things that I think a lot of people, especially newer people in this space, have not seen yet what a bull market can do. We have been in a bear market. I don't think this is a understatement to say this. It's been over 2 years. I would argue it's been over 2 years and a half at this point. And we're pretty much going for almost a third year if we don't start recovering by this summer. So I'm really, really looking forward for a bull market at this point. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. This is not my first bear market in a particular industry. These things can take years. But let's be honest here. The S&P 500 has outperformed the genomic stocks. They have outperformed CRISPR stocks. The latter have been lagging rather than the rest of the market, right? And there's absolutely no reason for this. I mean, think about it, right? You have now more data, you have more companies going forward with their programs, you get multiple programs in clinical trial, you're getting more data, like I said, and of course, the elephant in the room, you actually have, for the first time ever, a CRISPR therapy, a CRISPR program that is commercializing right now as we speak. So I think this is a foreshadowing of what's about to happen. I think a lot of people were really excited with Beam Therapeutics jumping 17%. Like you can see here, it's pretty much down 8% today. But again, that was more of a market thing. But you look at that spike, guys, that was crazy. I mean, 17% is no joke, guys. It's something to be said. It's something to be highlighted. In this channel, we try to talk about long-term things. I always say, if you just bought this stock for a day, for 2 months, for 3 months, probably the wrong vertical, probably the wrong industry, in my opinion. I think when it comes to CRISPR, when it comes to genomics, you have to be in this space for a couple of years. Unfortunately, some people jumped in basically at the peak of the market in 2021. Maybe some jumped in by 2022 when it was declining, but still a little bit higher than what it is, of course, today. So there's a lot of recovery to be done for those folks. But on the same breath, though, nothing stops you from dollar cost averaging. Nothing stops you from doubling down on your investments. Again, not financial advice. This is just free information. You have to do your own research. But you got to build your conviction. You got to build your research. You got to look at other venues. You got to see why CRISPR is favorable. Maybe other technologies out there, why you believe in the CRISPR story. You got to build your own research, right? And once you do that, then maybe you can go ahead and invest in these companies. And I mean, that's what I did on mine, and I'm sure a lot of viewers have done that. So if you're watching this video, it's probably because you wanted to know, why Beam was up so much, what's going on with Beam. Can we get something like that on a continuous basis? Maybe not daily, but maybe more on a monthly basis. You can grow from 5 to 8% going forward. I mean, that's gonna really, really help the situation for a lot of people investing in this space. But again, guys, this is the stock market. Some things go up, some things go down. I mean, that's the reason why the wealthiest people in the world, when you ask them which stock, which industry, they'll direct their conversation back to the S&P 500. And I think the S&P 500 is fine. Myself, I have a couple of investments in the S&P 500 as a whole, right? So there's nothing wrong being invested in the S&P 500, but I don't think there's anything wrong by building your conviction, spending time, if you do have time, on particular companies that you strongly believe in, that you believe can change the world for the better, and you want to support them. And then of course you want to get awarded at some point by yielding certain rewards that you probably wouldn't get on a standard 10% year-over-year growth from S&P 500, which is still not bad, but it's not like maybe what Tesla investors got in 2021, 2022. Or you look at the earlier investors of Amazon, of Netflix, of Google. There's a story there, right? So I'll end this video like this. I already went over here. Hopefully you guys appreciate this video. We are Tuesday night, so again, 3 videos a week. I promise you guys. So that's my video today. Next video is coming over on Saturday over the weekend. So hopefully you guys appreciate this. Let me know what do you guys think in the comments below. Do you guys think maybe a bull run soon? Let me know. sort of hard to talk about bull run when stock was down 8% today, but nonetheless, subscribe if you're not, guys. Like this video if you found value, and let me know in the comments what do you guys think. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and do like the video. It really does help the channel. Thank you.